Over the course of just a few weeks in 1991, Dexter Morgan came into his own as a serial killer. At least that's how he tells it, through voiceover narration by OG Dexter, Michael C. Hall, at the end of the first season of Showtime's prequel series, Dexter: Original Sin. In the finale, Dexter, played in his 20s by Patrick Gibson, satisfies the rage of his dark passenger by killing his first ever big bad, Miami Metro Police Captain Aaron Spencer, Patrick Dempsey, who, it turns out, was trying to get revenge on his ex-wife by kidnapping and attempting to kill their son, Nikki. As we see later in the original series, kids are kind of the one place where Dexter starts to feel human, Gibson tells Variety. But I also think it's important that he goes against his dad's word when it comes to Spencer. Not for the first time, but definitely when it comes to a kill. It's always taken Harry's permission to kill, that's part of the code, and so this is Dexter kind of flying out of the nest. He made a decision and it was the right one, and I think it gives him that autonomy and that sense of confidence that he is ready. But is Dexter too cocky in his assessment that he's nearly complete in his evolution just a few weeks after his first kill? Yeah, this was a big swing, and I'm curious how that sense of confidence that he gets from it may lead him astray down the line, Gibson adds. It feels like we are just going into his adolescence as a serial killer with that bravado. Realistically, this wasn't the cleanest kill Dexter ever commits either. He already had Spencer on his table once, only to risk letting him escape, so he would lead Dexter to Nikki. Cut to the two men brawling in the bowels of a derelict ship in the Miami port, where Spencer has imprisoned and ultimately attempts to drown his son to evade capture. He was a good one to spar with, Gibson says of his fight scene with Dempsey. But eventually, Dexter catches up to the world's worst dad and finally finds the right place to properly strap Spencer down for the kill, a boat out in Bay Harbor. It is a major step closer to the Dexter audiences first met in 2006, whose work killing bad people will become known as the Bay Harbor Butcher. That scene was so surreal to shoot, Gibson says. It was one of the last days, and it felt fitting. It is very Dexter to be on that boat, and that kill felt kind of special. There is something interesting that happens in the kill rooms where there is an air of solemnity about it. It feels sacred because you have all the plastic wrap and everyone is being very quiet, and it has this energy to it with someone strapped down on the table. But then, to bring that out into the dead of night on a boat where you really have limited crew, that was pretty cool. Showrunner Clyde Phillips, who served in the same role for seasons 1 to 4 of the original series and the 2021 sequel, New Blood, says Spencer's importance to elevating Dexter's maturity as a serial killer with a conscience was crucial to moving toward this fully formed being. The audience already knows a lot of what is going to happen, he says. But we are showing the evolution of it, the origins of it. To us, that is a welcome challenge to write. After the bloodletting of Spencer, the finale shifts into something rarely seen in the world of Dexter, a happy ending. Dexter gets hired full-time at Miami Metro as a forensic analyst. His sister, Deb Molly Brown, forgoes a college career playing volleyball to apply to the police academy, following in the footsteps of her dad. And Harry is just happy his serial killer son is satiating his urges in private for the time being. The trio even dance it out in the final scene, which ended up being more coordinated than Phillips initially intended.